Alright, so we're going to start by throwing a cylinder right here. And then, so this is one of the beginning forms. Alright, so there's a lot of different ways to open up your ball. And you can start with your thumb, with your right thumb, and you can start it like that. So another thing is, like, it takes time to learn what you're doing. So another thing that some people like to do is they take this hand and they go like this. And then so you put your right hand around it, and then your left, and you just kind of push down. And what you're doing is, what I'm trying to do is open it up, compress the rim. So again, you can do this with your fingers like this, you can do the thumb. And what I'm going for right now is about a 1/2 inch. And you can take your probe right here, or needle tool, and you can check it. And that's about a 1/2 inch, like right here. I was going to cut it open and show them what it looks like. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Alright, that's what we're going for. You can
see that wire tool, so that y'all can see kind of how deep the base actually is.
And what you're trying to do is make everything consistent. Alright. I'm going to have to start over. And get one more ball of clay. Thank you. So how's everyone doing? I hope you're enjoying your first week of class. Very exciting. Gonna open it up again, doing this a little bit fast. We're not really showing it anymore. Clean up the bottom, make it all nice and easy. So what I'm doing here is I'm compressing it and I'm going back and forth. And you really don't want any pockets on the bottom, so I'm taking my sponge and I'm just kind of going back and forth, back and forth. I'm just doing that a couple times. Alright, pressing the rim. So what you're going to be doing is you're going for the very bottom here out on the right, just pulling it in a little bit. So every time you take a little section of it and you go up, and then what I'm doing is I'm making a cone. So every time I do this, I'm pushing down to compress. So you pull up a little bit and then you compress again. So there's really no right or wrong way to do this. This is as long as you get the balls. I mean, you get the walls that you want, and it's consistent. Everything's consistent. That's what you're looking for. I'm going up again. So you notice how every time I do this, I compress the top. It's very important, especially when you're first learning. You're going to have a lot of trouble making everything even, so you have to do that a lot. And if you notice that if I come over and help you when you're struggling, the first thing I'm going to do is like compress the top. I think there's one more pull. That's my rim. A little wet. Kevin was calling it choking. I like that. I've never heard it being called that before. So let's see. So I'm going to take my wooden rib, and then this, I'm going to cut off a little bit of the excess. Stick my hand in there. Let's go completely over the rim. As you start with my wooden one. So another thing that can happen when you're using this metal one is, so what happens is like the clay kind of has different particles in it, and it will sharpen the rib. So every time you use the rib, I would suggest like taking it off, because eventually they become sharp, so you don't want to cut yourself. So just cut off the top of that. The rim one more time. Alright, so another thing is that when you're having trouble, is sometimes the rim like gets too messed up and you just have to start over. So you can take your probe or needle tool and then just go over and cut off the top. And then especially when you're first starting, you can stop the wheel. And you see that? Got rid of it. Oh, can I have the wire tool too? So if that's difficult for some of you, there's another thing you can do, is you can use your wire tool, and you see how I get it really tight like this, and I go and I cut off the rim again. And it really, this depends what you like, and the more you do this, you'll find what works for you. And that's all about what ceramics is, whatever works for you. And then that, all right. Bit. Right. And take it off. So let's see. Yeah, it's pretty even and consistent. And then there's definitely the bottom here. There's enough room for trimming, which we'll go over later. And life is good. All right.